Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm talking about healing, but not just the basics of healing. We're going to talk about some advanced healing mechanics and how I go into fights now and what I take and what I leave behind. So let's have a look through my bag. First off, you'll see a lot of stuff you're familiar with. We've got our tourniquet, we've got a bunch of pain medication, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. We've got a bandage. We've then got some MFACs with more tourniquets and some blood, more tourniquets and a splint, and then we have a large MFAC with some more blood and a survival kit, a surgery kit in there. So how would I gear up in a raid? I would take this kit with a large blood bag and a surgery kit. That's a block of 2x2 that can fit into a 1x2, which is very nice. And then I'd bring another MFAC with some spare tourniquets and a splint. And then in my pockets, I'd have tourniquets and some sort of pain medication. Paracetamol, or if you haven't unlocked level 2 trader, I would take meloxicam. The reason being, they both have a 600 second pain duration, but the efficiency of the paracetamol is significantly higher, double that of meloxicam. So you'll get better effects. Well, it'll do a better job of removing the negative effect. So let's start with painkillers then. Evelyn is the one you see everyone carrying. You can get it off AI, you can find it loose, and 300 second duration, 33% efficiency, not terrible, but it is. Because of this last sentence here, they dilute your blood and so not recommended for use by armed forces. But what does that mean? That means that if you are light bleeding or heavy bleeding and you're on Evelyn, you're going to bleed faster. Does that mean even a light bleed that is generally quite a slow bleed is going to be starting to bleed faster? And so that means you have less time to respond to that. And then if we're talking about a heavy bleed, which is already pretty rapid in terms of how you deteriorate, then your deterioration is going to be even quicker. So you're going to have to get to that heavy bleed faster. And it's more likely you're going to need to use something like a blood bag to fill up your blood. So first off, don't use Evelyn. Take Melox. Take a couple of them if you want. Do not use Evelyn. Melox, and then when you've got access to level 2 trader, take paracetamol. So that's first off. Painkillers are really good in terms of numbing effects, particularly like the pain effect and like the dizziness you can sometimes get. So you could almost pre-pop paracetamol. If you're heading into what could be a busy area where you're likely to get in a fight, there's nothing to stop you. There's no negative side effects to taking paracetamol. That's something people used to do in Tarkov all the time. You pre-pain, you get 600 seconds, that's 10 minutes of duration. That's long enough to get you through any sort of fight, really. And you don't have to risk the side effects that can make your vision blurry, that sort of thing. So next we're going to talk about maybe you've pre-pained, you've gone into a fight, and you're taking a hit and you're bleeding. You probably think, well, I need to bandage. No, bandages are useless. Not useless. If you find gauze and you need take them, because bandages can help with heavy bleeds and light bleeds. But a bandage takes 13 seconds to use versus a tourniquet takes 8 seconds to use. Just think about that. It's 4 seconds different. In the middle of a fight, your tourniquet's going to keep you alive quicker, get you back in the fight quicker. And it can be used for heavy bleeds and light bleeds. And what's more, not all light bleeds need to be treated. That is when we need to look at the body icon in the top left. If you take a light bleed to your core, so from your hips to your neck, it's going to effectively be very similar to a heavy bleed in terms of the speed of blood loss. So really you want to be treating that thing as quickly as possible, and a tourniquet will do the job for you. Get that blood loss stopped and keep you back in the fight. Now, if you take a light bleed to your limbs, your legs, or your shoulders, arms, you can ignore it. It will clot itself and the bleeding will stop, and it will be bleeding at such a slow rate that unless you're already really low down on this bar, you're not going to notice, and the time the blood clots and then it starts to regenerate, really, you would have wasted 10 seconds trying to put a bandage on, or you'd have wasted a perfectly good tourniquet, which you can save for a more dire situation. So I would say leave bandages behind. Now, obviously, if you're out for a long time and you're running out of tourniquets, take bandages because they are useful in a pinch. They're significantly longer to use, and it's just not worth it. Otherwise, splints, really important. Broken bones happen all the time. You get shot in the arm and it breaks. That makes aiming really difficult, or you fall and you break your leg and then you can't run very much. Always carry some splints. I like taking the 5 stack just because I always end up needing them. I'm really bad at falling off things. And then a blood bag. Obviously, you can't buy the large blood bag at even level 2 lab rat. So getting a small blood bag, at least one. And then I generally don't use a blood bag unless I'm kind of the 4,500. that sort of range, when you're really getting those negative effects, then I'll pop a blood bag. Otherwise, above 5,000, you will regenerate, so don't worry about it. And then obviously a surgery kit. An interesting thing about the surgery kits as well is actually the smaller one that only gives you 3 uses. It's like 6-7 seconds faster than the larger surgery kit. So that's something to keep in mind when you're planning your gear to take out. If you, obviously 6 uses is nice, but you know, saving that time in a fight can be pretty handy, and surgery kits are very important. So something to think about. So now I've talked about it. We talked about it in theory. So I'm actually going to demonstrate. We're going to do something very risky, and I'm going to intentionally get myself shot. Obviously don't do this at home, but because this could go wrong. I could get shot in the face, and then we have to do this again. But we're going to try and hunt down some AI. We're just in the starter town. So we're intentionally going to get ourselves shot here. We're going to do it from cover so we don't risk dying. And then I'm going to talk you through the theory that we've just talked about and how I put that in practice in a fighting situation, right? So we've got a guy here. Okay, we've aggroed him. Now I want him to try and hit me in the limb. Okay. Come on. Trying to hide my head. Come on. He's using a pistol. Why are they accurate when you don't want them to be, but when you do want them to... Right, there we go. So see, we've got a light bleed, but it's affecting my arm. Now look at, you know, that could freak you out, but that blood loss is pretty slow. You know, overall we got a lot of blood. Not overly concerned about it. Excuse me, buddy, I'm trying to give a lesson here. So we've lost 150 of our blood at the moment. I'm guessing it's milliliters. No, let's just wait. So we're in pain, so we could have alleviated that if we were pre-paining. So if I pop this painkiller now, just to demonstrate the effects, this is the paracetamol. Pain goes away. Our guy stops heavy breathing. Okay, and now the bleeding has gone. So we lost about 200 of our... Sorry, 300 milliliters. And you can see it's already charging up pretty much as fast as we were losing it. So within about 20 seconds, the blood loss has stopped and we're regaining blood. And all the negative effects have gone. We're not heavy breathing because we're on painkillers, and we can carry on fighting. So that whole time I could have carried on fighting. We found another dude. I want him to shoot me in the chest. Come on. I'm gonna move to try and... Okay, we took another hit to the arm. Just gonna pop a tourniquet. So see how quickly this is. This is 6 seconds, and it'll stop the light bleed. Now, like I talked about before, I don't need to do that. Alright, the light bleed's gone. Come on, buddy, hit me in the chest. Any other players here is probably thinking, what is this guy doing? Right, see now. He's done exactly what I asked him for, thank you very much. So now we've taken that light bleed to... Actually, he's only hit us in the arm again, so we're only bleeding from the arm. So you can see we've been damaged across the whole body because he hit us with buckshot, I'm guessing. So once again, I'm just going to tourniquet so we can heal this up. So again, this is only a light bleed. You don't actually need to treat this. See, the bruise has already healed itself. And our light wound, again, we don't need to worry about that. So we need someone to make us bleed from the chest. We just got hit in the head. We've got a light bruise to the head. Again, things like that. You know, you can see the red on the body. Don't need to worry about it. We've got a concussion, but the pain meds help us there. So being pre-pained means that even though we got shot in the helmet, there's no actual negative side effects yet. Oh, he team killed. I've never seen them friendly fire before. We did die, though. That's what I get for trying to intentionally get shot. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave it here for today. I hope I showed off how I kind of, you know, either treat wounds or don't treat wounds and the kind of stuff that I'm using to do that. I hope that'll help you, you know, stop taking in things like bandages, stop using things like Ebelin, using the smaller surgery kit if you want to get that little advantage in terms of healing time. If you liked the video, give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe for more, as always. Cheers guys, catch you next time.